Will Bitcoin become the new digital gold? The similarities between Bitcoin and gold are difficult to ignore. Both are viewed, rightly or wrongly, as a natural hedge against inflation. There is a finite amount of both. They usually have relatively low correlations to equities and fixed income, and they act as a store of value outside of traditional systems such as governments or central banks. What is crucial is their respective role within a diversified multi-asset portfolio. Many proponents of cryptocurrencies vehemently believe Bitcoin will replace gold as the ultimate store of value over the next decade. Bitcoin may have applications beyond simply a store of value, and digital asset markets are much bigger than Bitcoin, but we think that comparing its market capitalization to gold can help put parameters on plausible outcomes for Bitcoin returns, he said. Along with Bitcoin increasingly being viewed as a store of value, its role as a hedge against inflation is also touted. While gold is traditionally viewed as one of the best hedges against inflation, largely due to its performance during the 1970s and 1980s, Bitcoin has never seen an inflationary environment, except for the one we are currently in. Its limited supply of 21 million coins is cited as a key reason why it should be a strong hedge against inflation. Bitcoin cannot be devalued by a government or central bank, unlike the US dollar, for example. As JP Morgan said in a research note, the re-emergence of inflation concerns among investors has renewed interest in the usage of Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. Institutional investors appear to be returning to Bitcoin, perhaps seeing it as a better inflation hedge than gold. However, the digital asset is yet to prove its worth. As Man Group's Henry Neville explained, this scarcity has some similarities to the scarcity of gold, given the limited amount of newly mined gold that comes to market each year. Some have advocated the inclusion of Bitcoin into a diversified portfolio as an inflation protection asset. However, caution is warranted given that Bitcoin is untested with only 8 years of quality data, over a period that lacks a single inflationary regime. While more historical data is needed to see how Bitcoin behaves in different inflationary environments to pass judgment on its role as a natural hedge, the idea of Bitcoin as a store of value is powerful. Both Bitcoin and gold lack any intrinsic value, which leads to the view the former could replace the precious metal as markets becomes increasingly digitalist. As Warren Buffett once famously said, gold has no utility. Echoing Buffett's comment, a recent research note from Rob Eco pointed to the lack of history as one of the major points against Bitcoin versus a commodity such as gold. Just like gold, Bitcoin is scarce and durable. In addition, Bitcoin exhibits high portability, is easily transactable and programmable. What it lacks relative to gold, of course, is a long history of being perceived as a store of value. As the crypto market matures and volatility dampens, there is no reason why investors should not look to Bitcoin as a means of value storage. However, gold and Bitcoin can behave very differently during market cycles, so do not expect the precious metal to be going away anytime soon. Digital and physical pickaxes cut different shapes. While sharing gold's role as a hedge to broad disruption, it is important not to mistake the main source of Bitcoin's recent momentum. Whereas gold consistently observes the pattern of ticking upwards when cyclical equities suffer, investors should view the pandemic economic cycle as more of a catalyst than a primary cause of Bitcoin's current surge. Though Bitcoin certainly shared gold's role as a hedge during 2020, the main thing the pandemic achieved was bringing the crypto back into the public spotlight. From there, news cycle prominence, including coverage of professional backing and a sizable investment by Tesla, and investor belief have been the key drivers behind Bitcoin's current valuation. In fact, completely undermining the volatility hedge narrative, the majority of Bitcoin's price gains have been made since Pfizer's vaccine results sparked hopes of an economic recovery last November. What does Bitcoin offer? Still more established with retail and millennial investors, Bitcoin may well offer a hedge during periods of uncertainty, but its role is far more nuanced than just being virtual gold. Thanks for watching our video.